In 2002, I took a semester off of college to hike the Appalachian Trail. I started the hike on July 9th and finished 4.5 months later, the weekend before Thanksgiving. This presentation will look at some of my favorite places of the trail. I will be using both Google Earth images and pictures taken either by me or friends. The Appalachian Trail runs through 14 states from Maine to Georgia. The length of the trail is approximately 2,172 miles. The average length of time it takes a hiker to complete a thru hike is 6 months, but the speed record is only 48 days. It changes from year to year, but the average amount of people who finish a thru hike is around 13%. The trail begins at Mount Katahdin in Maine. The mountain's elevation is 5,268 feet. I began my journey here, on top of Mount Katahdin. I was unprepared for the journey I was about to embark on, but I was dedicated to finish. I had no idea what was going to happen, but I was excited. Bigelow Mountain in southern Maine has multiple peaks that overlook a beautiful chain of lakes. Hiking over Bigelow Mountain was a big day for me, as it was my first day I hiked over 20 miles. I was rewarded with incredible views of the lakes I would get to swim in for the following days. Mount Washington is located in the heart of the Presidential Mountain Range in New Hampshire. Mount Washington stands at 6,288 feet and is the highest point in the Northeast. It is known for its extreme weather. It used to hold the record for the fastest recorded wind speed at 231 miles per hour. I hiked up to Mount Washington on a cloudy day in mid-August. It was cold and windy. I was excited to get to the summit until I arrived and found a parking lot and a railway cog filled with tourists. I snapped the obligatory summit picture and headed down. Killington Ski Resort in Vermont is the largest ski resort in the eastern U.S. I hiked up to the top of Killington to find other hikers hanging out. The mountain is nice enough to keep a warming hut open on the summit for hikers to stay at. We built a great campfire and enjoyed a sunset. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania is located just a few miles from the Appalachian Trail. The Battle of Gettysburg was the bloodiest battle of the Civil War. Today there are many memorials to the soldiers along with the museum. I was able to visit Gettysburg with my dad as a day trip away from the trail. It was a good break, and along with the history lesson, we got to hang out with Union soldiers. The Dragon's Teeth in Southern Virginia is one of the most photographed spots on the Appalachian Trail. Unfortunately, when I hiked by the Dragon's Teeth, I was also hiking solo. So for this picture, I had to use a friend's. Max Patch is a bald in North Carolina. It overlooks the entrance to Great Smoky National Park. I had such a wonderful evening atop Max Patch. The views were stunning and the sunset was beautiful. Clingman's Dome is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail at 6,643 feet. It is located in Great Smoky National Park. I arrived in the Smokies in early November. The weather was changing and I found myself hiking in snow. From the top of Clingman's Dome, I received many funny looks from tourists who saw me hiking, and even more weird looks when I told them I had been hiking from Maine. The end was in sight, only one more state to go. Springer Mountain in Georgia is the finish line for thru hikers who started in Maine. It is a small mountain with no amazing views. I hiked up to Springer Mountain on November 22nd. It was a weird moment. Springer is not a mountain that stands out like Katahdin. Instead, it is a little hill surrounded by many hills. It was strange standing there, knowing that I didn't have any hiking to do the next day and that my journey was done. Overall, the experience was incredible, and I recommend the hike to anyone who has the time.